Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time once again to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation, with the man who's always streaming somewhere, somehow, the man connected to everybody here, John Gutierrez.
Thank you. Welcome everybody again to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez, Senior Vice President here at the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And of course, our community is your community. We have a special guest today, an Estrella Awards winner from our chamber, a community leader. Let me just give you the rundown here. She's the founder and CEO of Neighborhood Insurance Agency. She won the Ambassador of the Year for our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Estrella Awards in 2018. She's a board member for the Delhi Community Center, community youth and health supporter, and a proud wife to her trophy husband, Martin, who's here with us, of 30 plus years, and mom of two great young men. Welcome, Rosie Felix.
Well, hello, everybody.
Sorry, I know it was a long one, but that's what happens when you're a leader in the community. You know, you have all these great titles. How are you doing, Rosie?
I'm doing really well, John. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for being
an honor.
Here. Well, you've been a great supporter of our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for many years. When did you become a member of the chamber? Do you remember?
Wow, we became members so long ago that this was even before the chamber was actually giving certificates. It was actual plaques.
Okay.
We have one of those original plaques.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
and they're, we have it very well displayed there in our office. But we came back kind of like with a plan, and that's when we got really, really involved. Right, probably a couple of years before we became ambassadors of the year. Because, again, we became very involved with the chamber.
Yes. I know that, as I mentioned earlier here, you're a big supporter of the community. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you get that from growing up? Share with everybody here listening, who is Rosie Felix?
Well, I'm the youngest child of 5 children. My parents have always been and will always be, my biggest inspiration, and the reason, they have always motivated. Now they're both gone, but they continue to be that for me. When my parents, just like so many of us, they came to this country with a dream of a better life. And one of the things my father always instilled in us was that this country has rules and rules and laws of how to go ahead and do things. So even when he started his business, he always had the right licenses, the right permits and stuff. My mom was our biggest cheerleader. She would always tell us, if you're going to go after your goals, do them with ganas, and no one can stop you. And so, I'm a product of the Santa Ana school system. I went to Madison Elementary, Lathrop Junior High, Santa Ana High School.
I'm a Lathrop Junior High kid myself. Go Spartans, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Santa Ana College,
Santa Ana College.
So yeah.
Wow. So you really were in the Santana community.
Exactly. And as you know, I am, Martin and I have been married for, 34 years.
34 years.
34 years.
That is awesome. Way to go, Martin. Yes, he's over there.
We have 2 wonderful sons. So those are just some of the hats that I go ahead and wear. And like you said, ambassador for the Orange County Hispanic Chamber, and I'm on the board of our very beloved Delhi Center here in Santa Ana too.
Yes, we're going to go into that in a minute here. Before that, share with us, how did you end up in the insurance industry? How did you end up in this, business that you love so much, and I know it's very important to you, and I know you give back a lot to the community. You've given a lot of sponsorship to not only the chamber but other foundations, my foundation. So share with us, how did you end up in this industry?
Well, it was truly by marriage, to be honest with you. Martin was working for an insurance agency while going to college. After we were married, I worked for an Allstate agent. He kind of took us under his wing and introduced us to the independent side of the insurance industry. When we looked around and saw that at that time there weren't a lot of agents that spoke Spanish. So that really inspired us, and we're like, okay, something, we need to do something.
Okay.
And so knowing what we knew already, we said, well, and I've said this story before, with a credit card and ganas, we started our business. And that agent went ahead and made some connections for us, but the rest of it was on us. And it wasn't as, one, two, three, okay, poof, it's easy. No, it was hard work, to build the business, make those connections, really kind of like, you get those little bumps, you hit those bumps along the road of learning experiences and how to go ahead. And we don't say it was a loss, but there's wins and lessons and everything, right? So, sometimes it was good and sometimes it was, hey, it's a lesson. You dust yourself off, get up and keep moving. Through that, we really started to see how could we give back to the community and surround ourselves with people that knew more, not necessarily younger, older. It was just people that knew more and inspired us. And it was just to be able to go ahead and through education of insurance, but also to go ahead and support, like you said, different foundations to give back. And that is still a very big part of our agency.
Do you feel that giving back to the community is something that was instilled in you at a young age from your parents?
Our parents, yes, both sides. Our parents were very involved with the community, whether it was with the church, whether it was with our neighbors, helping each other out.
That's great.
That was just instilled in us to go ahead and do. So why not bring it and make it a part of our business, and it's not just us, it's our team being able to go ahead and have, that same heart, that same passion for protection, but they enjoy being part of the community and giving back, that heart of giving.
Yes. And one of the things that I have to say as an ambassador for our chamber, it's all volunteer work. And I know that you winning this award, the Ambassador of the Year in 2018, it really shows how much you were giving back and volunteering. What was that like to get that call or to be told, hey, you're going to be the winner of this award at Estrella Awards? What was that like? Because I know you do so much in the community.
We were just completely floored and humbled. My mom would always say, do what's right and don't look back. You just cannot look back and see. You just know you did what was right in your heart, and you just keep moving forward. And in that same spirit of that you're giving and you're doing the right thing, you just have to keep moving and making an impact. And you hope that you did. But you just have to go ahead and keep moving forward and stuff. You can't go back and say, well, what did you do with what I gave you? No, it has to be, you did the right thing and keep moving, keep living by example. And so when the call came in, we were like, are you kidding? Wow, this is such an honor. And so we did. It was just, we brought our sons with us, and they were able to go ahead and be there, and cheer us on. And it was just a very exciting evening.
I remember that. It was your whole family was there. And for those listening, the Estrella Awards is every year around May, at the beginning of May at the Disneyland Hotel, and everybody gets dressed up, and it's just a really fun event, right?
It is a wonderful event. I told everybody that it's kind of like the adult prom. You get all dressed
That's
up.
right. I never thought about that, but you're right.
Prom, I got my Cinderella dress and everything.
Yes.
And so it was, my husband in a tux.
And it's great networking.
Yeah,
It
is.
I mean, you have 500-600 people from all over businesses. I think it's a great networking opportunity too.
It really, really is. It really
Now,
is.
I know you mentioned, everything you've done as an ambassador, but I also want to point out you're always there supporting our toy drive too. I mean, that is something. Why is that important to you? I know the toy drive is something we do annually with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, but I know you guys have been so involved in our toy drive since years ago.
Well, it goes back. Okay, you're going to have one of those Barbara Walter moments where you're going to make me cry. But it goes back to getting to know my father's story.
Okay.
My father was an orphan.
Wow.
And so for him, children were sacred.
Yes.
You take care of them. They should have a childhood. They should play. They should enjoy life. And it was something that he didn't get to do. He had to go ahead and grow up really fast and help take care of his siblings.
Wow.
It was 4 brothers, and they had to go ahead and take care of each other. and
That's
this
tough.
was in Mexico City.
Yes.
So, even in Mexico City, he got them together and they eventually were able to go ahead and start a business over there. So, but it was him. He was always pulling them together. Come on, we need to do this. So, even growing up, children just were attracted to him. It was like a piper, and
Yeah.
but for him, all the grandchildren, they were just wonderful. And so
So you helping children is important because of your dad,
because of my dad,
what he went through as
what
a
he-
child,
mhm,
as
that
an
he didn't-
orphan.
Yeah, and it was really both of them. My mom, the same thing. She was the eldest of five, and again, she had to start working early on, and so her childhood was kind of like taken from her, and so not until she, was already a grandmother did we really start, that she would get spoiled, and
Yes.
and we took her with us to go play miniature golf. She didn't know what all that was about, but again, it was both of them. Their childhood really inspired us that, what, all children should go ahead and have something to open on Christmas. And so, yeah.
I totally relate with the story because people always ask me, why is the toy drive so important to you, John? And I say, my dad was a landscape worker. He couldn't afford a lot of toys when we were kids. We were that low income family. And I'll never forget with one of his, I think it was his boss or somebody gave him this box of toys that he brought home. He said, hey, my boss gave me these toys. Here you go. And it was the whole He-Man collection with like Grayskull and all this, And I remember as a kid, I didn't care they were used.
Yeah.
It was, to me, I was like, whoa, I was so
Yes.
happy, right? And those toys were with me for many, many years.
Yeah.
And eventually, even I think my nephews played with them, right? And so that stayed with me. And so for me, it was like, a toy can play a big role in a child's life, right?
It really can.
And so I totally relate with what your dad went through as a kid. Obviously, being an orphanage, that's really tough.
That was tough.
But it made you stronger knowing his story, right?
Very much. Very,
Wow.
very much.
And maybe that's why you're so involved now with the Delhi Center and what they're doing over here with this beautiful gala, the Zócalo. Share with us about that event coming up, please.
Well, the Zócalo is very near and dear to our hearts, and I say ours because everybody there, the board, everybody that works and volunteers there at the Delhi Center. Zócalo is our grand gala. It's going to be held on November 17th.
Okay, listen up, folks.
Yeah.
November 17th.
November 17th. That is a Thursday.
And anyone can buy tickets.
Anyone could buy tickets.
Anyone can attend, be a sponsor, support.
Exactly. You could go to delhisocalo.org and you could go ahead and see our information is already up and running.
Okay.
This year the funds are all going to be going to support La Tiendita, which is, your food pantry, and the teen program.
Okay.
Which, of course, they're doing phenomenal work with the teens. There's so much
And mentorship,
involvement.
a lot of mentorship.
Okay. Getting to go on, say, field trips that, or hiking, things that, a lot of the kids maybe not be able to go ahead and do. Just exposing them to, even how to go ahead and converse with adults, being able to go ahead and learn how to, work different jobs. And they have also financial literacy. And I think it's important to go ahead and have that even as a young kid.
Okay.
Start learning the your finances.
Yes.
So, and then again, the tiendita, which is helping the community, which right now, as you know, it's such a big need right now. Food pantries are such a big need. So
Yes.
so yes, please.
Especially with everything being so expensive, right? Food costs has gone up, right? And everything we're going through during these times. The Delhi Center, I know that it's been there for many years. And
Over
it's
50 years.
Right? The center and this community off of Warner, right there. And
Warren Center, yes.
yeah, Warner Center, for people that don't know, they offer so many programs, right?
They have so many programs. I walk in ever so often to go ahead, whether it's a meeting or some event going on, and they have knitting, they have dance classes, they have martial arts classes.
Yes.
I mean, that's just, a tip of the iceberg.
Great community resource center.
great community, and they also rent out their big hall, which
For events?
For events.
Okay,
and
folks,
stuff.
there you
So
go for events. And it's huge.
It's a huge.
Couple hundred people fit in there, right? I
Oh,
mean, it's pretty big.
It is a huge,
Yes.
center and stuff.
I know Patty works over there, a good friend of
Correct.
ours, and
Yeah.
she's a good friend of our chairman of our board, our former chairman of our board, John Amador. And a couple of times, John and I went over there during the pandemic. They were doing some, giving away a lot of cool stuff, and we donated through the chamber whatever we could and
Exactly.
supported. But what they're doing in the heart and soul of Santa Ana there at the Delhi Center is just beautiful.
It really is. And you're right. Patty's amazing. I mean, she just pours her heart and soul into it, and along with, Freddie over there. And then you have Juanita that's there too. And the whole staff and volunteers.
Yeah.
So much
I
is
think a
done
lot of
with
those
volunteers.
people don't get enough credit, right? Like
They really
what
don't.
they do daily to get up and go to work. And I get it's a job or whatever, but a lot of people, you have to pull volunteers from everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen it when they have their events and there's cars pulling in, picking up stuff. It's a lot of work. So kudos to them. Shout out to the Delhi Center for all they
Yes.
do. Also share with me a little bit about, the trophy husband over here and your two sons. As a mother, I mean, you are just nonstop going in the community.
They just kind of watch me. They just go, okay, there goes mom again. But they go ahead and help out a lot. Martin is how could I say, it's 34 years. We've
Yes.
gotten to, find our rhythm with each other. People are shocked that we actually work together in the same office. And,
What is the secret? Share the secret because people want to know out there. What's the secret to a long, loving marriage?
you really need to pick your battles.
Yes.
And know that, always remember the reason why you chose each other,
Okay.
and that's, that always goes, forget about what happened yesterday. Sometimes that's it, that's done. You can't,
But that goes back to what your mom said, the saying, right? What was that saying again? Your mom said?
yeah, do what's right and don't look back,
Do what's right and don't look back.
Yeah.
Who's listening to that, folks? Write that down. Do what's right
Yeah.
and don't look. What great advice
Yeah,
from your
yeah.
mother, because you can apply it to business.
Yeah.
You can apply it to, marriage, love.
Yeah.
It's so true in a marriage. You can have rough days, but
Yeah.
it's like, let's just put it behind us.
Yes, put it behind you.
Especially when you have to wake up and go to work together all day.
And people are definitely, they come in and sometimes they're surprised at that, but they see that, how we work together and how we're able to go ahead and collaborate, talking to clients, talking to, different companies, and it's a partnership. It is a partnership 24/7. It doesn't end. It's not 50 him, 50 me. It's 100% him, 100% me. And so it has to be that way. So
Look at Martin shaking his head over
I
there.
know.
That's
And
right.
So, and we have great examples. My in-laws, again, also married for 50 plus years. My parents were married for 65 plus years.
Wow.
And stuff. So
You guys should start an online dating, like one of these apps or something, right? Because you're a proven, fact of how it's done.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I don't know about that, and I'm sure
It's not perfect,
it's
right?
not
but
perfect.
but it's that's great. Now, neighborhood insurance.
Yes.
Let's share anything out there. We got about 5 minutes left. Where can they find you? What are some of the things going on right now in the insurance industry people need to know so they can come see you and why it's important to come see you?
Well, one of the important things I think to know about us is that we are an independent insurance agency. And what that means is that we don't represent, say, one company. We represent the client. We go ahead and have over 30 companies for commercial insurance. We have over 30 companies for life insurance. And again, for personal life, personal, say auto and your home, again, it's another 50 plus companies.
Okay.
So being able to go ahead and sit with a client and know, what coverages they actually go ahead and need, that's very important for us and stuff. We're based here out of Santa Ana at 600 South Grand Avenue, Suite 101. And what we have going is that we have an amazing referral program. So for every client that's referred over to us, we make a donation to a local
right.
nonprofit.
That's right. You have to our foundation.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
And so what that means is that, do we get a client? Hopefully we will. And we'll have been able to go ahead and offer them, great coverage for them. But the client also gets to know that referred them that they went ahead and we made a donation in their name, and that nonprofit also gets a donation. I think it's a win-win, all around, we get to help each other out.
Well, I want to thank you, Rosie, Martin Felix, Neighborhood Insurance. thank you for all you do in the community for our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Again, winners of our Estrella Awards, Ambassadors of the Year on 2018. Again, folks, Zócalo at the Delhi Center, November 17th. Of course, she's a board member there and the chair of the event. Let's support her.
Yes,
Reach
please.
out to her. What's your Instagram?
Instagram, you could find me at Nia Coverage.
Okay.
So that.
And then Facebook, they can find you under Neighborhood Insurance.
Neighborhood
of course,
Insurance.
Rosie Felix, right? Reach out to Rosie here, guys. Be a part of her event. Support the community. Of course, just a quick announcement. Our Chamber Golf Tournament fundraiser is coming up August 30th in Irvine at the beautiful Strawberry Farms there. And, of course, follow us on social media at Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce on Facebook. And on Instagram, all you have to type up is OCHCC or go to our website at OCHCC.com. Thank you, Rosie, for being here. Martin, thank you for being here over there on the side, like always, nice and quiet. Congratulations on so
Thank
many years
you.
of being married.
Thank you so much. And thank you for allowing us to be here. You know, this was a great honor.
Our pleasure. Take it away, Paul. Thank you very much, folks. Our community podcast show, and where our community is your community.
Well, there you have it. Another great reason to tune in each and every time to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OCTalkRadio.net. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.